I'm going to start with something that might make you uncomfortable. You're not stuck because the universe didn't respond. You're stuck because you keep thinking the same way, expecting a different result. A miracle is not a magical event. A miracle is when your internal pattern changes so much that reality cannot remain the same. But that requires something almost no one wants to do. Stop oscillating. If you stay until the end, you'll understand where you are sabotaging your own alignment and how to correct it without complicated techniques. Let's get straight to the point. 1. The decision that cuts the oscillation. You're not indecisive about what you want. You're divided about whether you believe you deserve it. And while that division exists, your energy stays weak. A divided desire does not create miracles. It creates waiting. When you choose something as destiny, you don't keep asking if it's possible. You start adjusting your route. But when you desire something as a request, you keep looking outside for a sign. The difference is brutal. A request waits for approval. Destiny creates movement. While you wake up thinking, I hope it works, you are still vibrating insecurity. A real decision is not shouting affirmations. It's silencing doubt. It's stopping consulting the past as a reference. It's stopping asking the 3D if you're allowed. When you internally decide that it already belongs to your lifeline, something changes in your body. You become firmer, less explanatory, less anxious. Energy stops dividing between wanting and fearing. And when energy stops dividing, it gains strength. A miracle begins when the division ends. 2. The old pattern is more alive than you imagine. Now let me be honest with you. You say you want expansion, but how many times a day do you reinforce limitation? You comment about high prices, about difficulty, about lack of opportunity, about how hard things are. And you think that's just conversation. It's not, it's vibrational reinforcement. The universe does not filter irony. It does not filter venting. It does not filter casual comments. It responds to the pattern. If your dominant emotional pattern is scarcity, you can do 1,000 visualizations and it won't compensate. Interrupting the old pattern is uncomfortable because it is familiar. And familiar creates a sense of security. But false security maintains repeated reality. Every time the automatic thought of limitation appears, you have 2 options. Continue or cut it. Don't argue. Don't overanalyze. Cut it and replace it. This is training. It's not inspiration. It's training. And consistent training changes identity. 3. The mistake almost everyone makes. Waiting to feel after here is where almost everyone fails. They say, when it happens, I will feel secure. But the universe responds to what you feel now, not to what you promise to feel later. If you want prosperity but still feel fear when thinking about money, there is resistance. If you want a relationship but still feel abandonment when imagining closeness, there is resistance. Feeling before seeing is not pretending happiness. It is stabilizing confidence. It is not euphoria. It is normality. The version of you who already lives what you want is not excited all the time. They are calm. When you can sustain calmness in front of your desire, something powerful happens. Your nervous system relaxes. And when it relaxes, it stops blocking. Blocking is not punishment. Blocking is protection. Your body only allows what it considers safe. If expansion feels dangerous, you sabotage yourself. If expansion feels natural, you open yourself. A miracle does not happen because you asked intensely. It happens because you sustained the right state long enough. 4. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you confirm. Let me challenge you a little. You say you want change, but do your daily actions confirm that? Because the universe does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you confirm with behavior. If you want prosperity, but keep making decisions from fear, you confirm scarcity. If you want recognition, but keep diminishing yourself, you confirm invisibility. If you want love, but keep accepting crumbs, you confirm neediness. Identity is stronger than intention. And here is the question few ask with courage. Who am I still being that keeps my reality the same? It's not about a new technique, it's about coherence. When thought, feeling, and posture begin pointing in the same direction, something aligns. And when it aligns, life begins responding differently. But here is the detail that maintains retention. Change does not begin when the world changes. It begins when you start acting like someone who has already decided, and that is uncomfortable, because it requires abandoning the old version. 5. Inspired action is not effort. It is confirmation. Now comes a delicate point. Many people confuse action with chasing, but aligned action is not anxiety. It is consequence. When you are truly aligned, a clear impulse arises. It is not desperate urgency. It is calm clarity. You know you need to send that message. You know you need to organize that. You know you need to stop accepting that. And you act not to provoke a result, but because it makes sense for who you decided to be. Small actions change trajectory, not because they are grand, but because they confirm identity. And identity, repeatedly confirmed, becomes pattern, and pattern becomes reality. Most people wait for motivation to act, but those who create miracles act because they decided. Without drama, without waiting for a sign, only coherence. 6. The point where almost everyone loses: hurry. Now pay attention to this. You decide, you align, you begin acting differently. But the 3D has not changed yet. And then anxiety begins. Is it working? Did I do it right? Will it take long? And in that moment you return to fear. And fear interrupts the process. Hurry is disguised distrust. When you plant and keep digging to see if it has grown, you weaken the root. Conscious relaxation is not giving up. It is trusting what has already been decided. You do not need to monitor the universe. You need to sustain the state. And the more you relax into conviction, the less resistance you create. And less resistance means more flow. A miracle happens when you stop squeezing the process. 7. The true secret: remaining when nothing seems to be changing. This is the final point. Anyone can feel aligned for a few minutes. Few can remain when the evidence has not changed yet. Remaining is vibrational maturity. It is waking up the next day and continuing to be the version who decided, even without applause, even without confirmation, even without an immediate sign. Real miracles are not sudden explosions. They are accumulated adjustments that reach a turning point. And that point only arrives for those who do not go back. If you want something different, stop oscillating. Stop dividing energy. Stop confirming the old. Decide, interrupt the pattern. Feel before seeing. Act like someone who has already changed. Relax into certainty and remain. When you do that, reality has no choice. It follows.